So, students of class 8, as you know, in the previous presentation, we had discussed how to change a sentence in the direct speech. Now, of that particular one, exclamatory sentence, how to change it into indirect, that we had learned. And about that only, something that you have to keep in mind while doing that is mentioned here. And here it is started telling you to do something. Before reading any further, discuss with your partner the changes that have taken place when reporting the exclamatory sentence in indirect speech. Now, the changes that take place while changing a direct speech sentence into indirect speech one, then what changes take place? That we have to observe quite closely. And while doing that, you have to observe these things. Now, check if you have missed anything from the following list. First point, quotation marks have been removed. Whether it is removed or it is still there, you have to observe. If it is still there, then you have made a mistake. You have to remove that quotation mark because only in the direct speech the quotation marks are used, not in the indirect speech. Second one, the exclamation mark has been dropped. So whether in the indirect speech the exclamation mark is dropped or not, that you have to observe. If you have not dropped the exclamation mark, then you have made a mistake. The structure of the sentence has been changed to that of an assertive sentence. Now you have seen how beautiful, how beautiful the bird is, how beautiful the bird is. Here the verb comes at the end, and then you see that exclamation mark there. But in the indirect speech, you cannot keep the sentence in the exclamatory format. You have to change it. The pattern has to be changed. So you have to turn it into assertive sentence. Whether you have done that or not, that you have to observe closely. Now, the verb has been changed to the past tense as usual, as the reporting usually takes place later than the direct speech utterance. Now, if the verb was in the present, then whether you have turned it into past or not, because you have to turn it into past tense. So that point you have to observe uh, closely. Then the indirect speech assertion is introduced with he or she, they, John exclaimed that. So uh, in place of said, you have to use that word exclaimed. After exclaimed, you can put that comes for that quotation mark or inverted comma. But sometimes you have seen that we can use exclaimed with sorrow, exclaimed with delight, exclaimed with joy, exclaimed with actual dissatisfaction. All these words can come after exclaimed. So that also you can do. Interjections have been dropped or not. Interjections, wow, hooray, alas, these things have to be, these words have to be dropped, whether they are dropped or not. So in this presentation, you have seen, or you have to, I have tried actually to tell you all this, what is there. These are important points that you have to observe closely. Now, example also is given, alas, I have failed becomes he exclaimed with disappointment or regret or sorrow or unhappiness. So I told you that so many words can come here as teachers. If you use these words, that four students used different words. Someone used regret, someone used sorrow, someone used unhappiness. Then all these answers will be correct. and we cannot say that the student who wrote regret, he or she is correct, the others not. That is not the case here. So all are correct answers if you are following the actual emotion of the person who is telling this, because this person's failing was a case of disappointment or sorrow or unhappiness. Anything can come. Hooray, we have won the match. Changes, they exclaimed with delight. Someone can write happiness, someone can write joy. Uh, like that, you can use different words. So don't think that only one word, delight or joy or happiness, any one of them has to come. It is not like that. You can choose any one of these. So this much in this presentation. We'll come up with new things in the next. Till that time, bye, students. Thank you.